Hello everyone, Scott Sylvan Bell coming live from Sacramento, California, April 5th, 2016. I don't know, 4:25 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales training. Yep, today's a perfect day. It's 80 degrees outside. Let's talk about sales. So when it comes down to it, and when you go through a sales process and you're dealing with people, what you gotta know is at some point, you may hurt someone's feelings, right? Because you need three things to make a sale. You need a pain, you need a budget, you need a commitment. And a lot of times when you ask questions that are really good, that invoke pain, you're gonna get somebody who gets emotional. And I deal with a lot of salespeople and they're like, Scott, I'm so scared to let my buyer get emotional, right? You need that. You need that person to want to fix something. You need that person to go through an emotional roller coaster. Somebody who doesn't have emotional buy-in for what's going on is gonna have a very tough time buying. So it usually takes two emotions to make a sale, right? So I like anger and happiness, right? Frustration and elatement. You know, you get two things that are completely opposite, and one of the things that happens is when that person's in anger mode, now they want to get out of it. When that person's in happy mode, well, most people want to be happy, okay? But here's the thing, salespeople typically want to keep somebody in happy mode all the time, and then they're like, well, why didn't that guy buy from me? Well, at some point, and even if it's only for like 1 or 2 minutes, even if it's for just like a short period of time, that person needs to cross over. That person needs to come across the bridge and be like, I really want to solve this problem. I'm really angry that all these things happen. Okay? You are going to get people who get emotional somewhat. And it may not be that they like get up out of their chair and start pushing stuff around, but you'll see that they get slightly agitated. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that if they're dealing with their problem. Because if they're dealing with a problem and they're slightly agitated, that means that they're going to want to find a solution. And if they're going to want to find a solution and they're sitting across a sales guy who's got one, guess who gets the job? You, okay? So here's the thing. You can't be worried about hurting somebody's feelings and asking them the tough questions, because that's your job. Your job is to get the tough information out of them. Your job is to ask them those things. Now here's the thing, you gotta ask the question the right way, you gotta work on that, you gotta figure out how you're gonna ask that question, and sometimes that takes time and effort. Early on in my sales career, not so good at that, right? That was me, because it takes time. It's like going to the gym. I couldn't go to the gym and be like, you know what, today I'm gonna bench 500 pounds. It ain't happening, right? But if I go to the gym tomorrow and I work up to it over time, at some point, yes, I will be able to bench press 500 pounds, but it's not happening today because it takes time and effort and it takes work over time. So it's the same thing for you. As you're going through your process, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to calibrate how to ask these questions, but that's your job. As a salesperson, your job is to ask the tough question. And if you're scared that it's going to hurt somebody's feelings and you're scared that that person's going to be upset, there's a problem, okay? Because for the most part, if you ask a question the right way, nobody's going to get mad at you. They might get mad at themselves. And you know, the thing about a question is you don't have to have them give an answer. And if you're quiet enough, long enough afterwards, they have to think about it, right? So if I ask you, where were you last night? Your brain just goes, where did you go, right? Where did you go last night? Your brain goes there. So if you're gonna use questions as a scalpel, the way that you do that is you also use silence as a scalpel. You also use silence to your advantage. So you ask a question, and then you're quiet for a couple seconds longer than what you normally would. And it's gonna feel like forever the first couple of times that you do it, but after a while you're like, oh my goodness, I really like this silence thing. Ask the tough question. Ask the tough question. If you hurt the person's feelings, right, you're gonna get them into an emotional state. If they throw you out of the appointment, that's probably because you did something else wrong. It's not because you asked the question. Ask the tough question. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story, that would be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you gotta do. You've gotta subscribe. And then, last of all, send it out to all your friends via stumble upon Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not even LinkedIn? Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.